Hi, I'm Servalot, and I am primarily involved with level design and music. This level in Bonus Island 1 was inspired by the old and classic Collapse Imminent, where it was pretty much just a generic cave level. As always when redesigning these levels, I took the name as inspiration. We ended up changing the name because of a story mode level that would be called Collapse Imminent. So instead, I decided to think of some kind of pun honoring one of our old developers, Grumble. And so the level now is called Crumble Cavern. I wanted to use a new feature added, the fall blocks, and I knew that this level would be perfect for that. These fall blocks are great because they can hide certain objects, give rise to new ground, or even be a hindrance to the player. I also liked using them in the ending to create an intense but flashy send-off to the level. This level was a collaboration between myself
and me. So this level has probably been remade around 3 times.
So at the start, I knew I wanted a kind of party vibe on the inside and a really depressing, empty outside. This contrast was important to make the level inside just feel that much more vibrant and colourful. Inside the party pit, I gave the level a lot of architectural elements. I really wanted a regal design. I wanted bases for pillars, rounded ceiling corners, and at the end of the party pit, I gave it a nice chandelier room. I like to imagine this is where No Lock holds its fancy balls for all the snow enemies to party in.
Here, we use both Mr. Candle and spotlights, and their ability to mix colors to light up blocks. After rescuing Mr. Candle, we're able to move on to the next section.
I knew at some point I wanted some verticality to the level, as the ending puzzle was already made. We just needed a way to get up without using something boring like a door. Using a dispenser, we can drop dormant flames down, and Tux can quickly get up with each spawn.
Now we're at the top. In this section, I wanted to play around with the light bonus blocks a bit, as they had only shown up a few times. This section also has you platforming on some light blocks with candles on them. I had tried to make this section use light bonus blocks, but it didn't work out. So in the end, I just used the button that lowers some platforms, which lets the candles free.
And once we leave the party pit, it's back to the desaturated, boring world of SuperTux. Ugh. If only we could be as much of a party animal as No Lock. If only there was a place for us to bust out some dance moves.
Hi, I'm Swagtoy. Anyone who's used the old editor in SuperTux, or even just the current one that we had before, might know that it was always kind of clunky. So with 0.7, we wanted to bring a lot of quality of life improvements to make sure that making levels is, of course, actually fun. One of the things that we've introduced is the ability to just create a temporary level, or just a level without creating a world map or something like that. It makes it pretty nice for actually just testing something, and even for us developers, it can be pretty handy if you just need to spin up a level and try something out. We've also introduced a handy toolbar in which there are many common actions that you use throughout your editing sessions. We as well also have some keybinds such as Control X to toggle between objects in tile mode, which can be pretty useful since you need to be in one of those modes to actually select things, as well as the ability to test a level at your mouse position or even test at the last position. Speaking of switching between objects and tiles, you can also scroll on the little buttons themselves to actually switch categories. You can also scroll in the menus using your scroll wheel as well. You may also notice that the editor might look a lot better visually overall. We've added a nice little blur effect behind some widgets. We've also added an overscroll so you can actually see outside of the editor. Perhaps one of the most useful changes that we've introduced recently is the ability to actually edit your scripts in an external editor. In the past, you often had to either make your own tool to do this or just edit the level file itself, but now you can just press this little button right here to open in whatever editor you have set, and it will prompt your editor. You can put whatever you want here. And of course, you can save, and then as you can see, the changes will reflect in the editor itself. Trackpads with more acceleration, or even just trackballs, will actually allow you to scroll a little smoother now. If you have a large monitor, you might know that the editor, and even just the game itself, has always kind of scaled its viewport down a little bit. The editor, however, is exempt to this, and you can now pretty much see a lot more content overall with the editor on a larger screen. You can, of course, turn this off if it bothers you. There are many other things that we've done, such as the ability to toggle if you want to show animations or not. We've pretty much redone the camera zoom to not be as jank like it used to be. The edit level option works, of course, from the command line. It used to actually be completely broken, and many other tiny touch-ups, such as not showing the Yeti health bar, etc. I've always been someone who likes to play with the editor a little more than actually playing the game, and I wanted to make sure that it's fun for everyone to mess with and doesn't feel like a chore to make a level.
We are all familiar with that one final moment during the 063 story, where the player has to fight the ghost tree. In older versions, fighting this boss proved to be a confusing and obtuse riddle, which most players gave up on solving or simply went online to look the solution up. On top of that, the ghost tree itself looked like not more than a sketch. In this new version, Rustybox, Hume, other contributors, and me, Mattis Guy, have given the usual modernization treatment we applied to other enemies or bosses in this game. We have kept some of the ghost tree theme, but refined the gameplay, graphics, and sound design to the best of our abilities. The fight is now much more varied, challenging, and, well, fun.